Stacey Bell Show. I'm your host, Stacey Belazaire. For all my subscribers who already subscribed to my channel, welcome back. To anyone who's new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button right below. You see? Yeah, right there. Right below so you can be notified whenever I post up new content and new episodes. So, are you guys ready for today's episode? Yeah, yep, I'm here. And the viewers are saying, hell yeah. Okay, so today's episode is going to be really interesting, you guys, because I felt as though I found it in my best interest, since, doing my talk show, obviously I want to be like a positive influence for others, and obviously, I like to keep it real. My social media is called Authentic Stace. Authentic meaning keeping it real, being real. So, I thought I owed it to you guys. Like, I felt as though I really want to like dedicate an episode for all my viewers that's dedicated to like financial success and home ownership. And given the experience I've been through, I kind of want to just give you guys some tips, like some to-dos, some what to do, when you want to accomplish like a certain goal and stuff, So, like I said to my viewers, today's episode is really focusing on financial success and home ownership. And the reason why I want to do this episode today is because, personally, I just became a homeowner back in 2021. We're now in 2023, so I've been a homeowner for like almost 2 years. November will make it 2 years. So, I thought it'd be best for me to like share some tips, and, if anyone can learn from me and anyone's, like looking to want to buy, like, and there's some things you're not sure about, like, I want to point you in that right direction, So, first things first, if you are looking to own a home and buy a house, like, that's great, First things first, you want to make sure your credit is in check, you want to make sure you have good credit, because obviously when you're applying for like a home loan, they're obviously going to check your credit. So tips to having good credit, okay? You want to make sure you're always making payments on your credit card on time. You don't want to have late payments because that'll really affect you, and you don't want anything like negatively affecting you, especially if you're like trying to buy a house and stuff. Wait, hold up. Are you writing this down? You better get a notebook and pen or pencil, something, because I'm not talking for my health. I'm talking to educate you guys, because I want to give you tips. I want to see all my viewers, all my people succeeding. Let's all be rich. Let's all be wealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't come from a rich family, but a rich family will come from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the mindset we have in 2023. Let's see more people of color owning houses, all this stuff, okay? So, like I said, grab that notebook, that pen, that paper. I'll wait. Wait till you have it. You good? Okay, you got it now? All right, first things first, number 1. Tips to having good credit. Make sure you always make your payments on time, okay? Make sure you're making your credit card payments, your car note payments, anything that you got a bill for, make sure you're making those payments on time, okay? Second tip. I know some people, like especially me, when it comes to certain things, I like to like pay off things quick. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you want to keep in mind when it comes to like credit history and stuff like that, like people are looking at like literally like how many times you've paid off something. And the reason why I say this is because one of my cars I used to have like a Lexus IS 250, and like I had been put on like a 5-year payment plan, and I ended up paying off that car very, very early. Like, it literally took me 2 years to pay it off. So after I like went to go trade in that car and went to go buy another car, my credit score was good, but the guy from the dealership, he told me, he's like, try not to pay off this car as fast as you did with the last one. I was like, wait, really? Why? And he was like, because just creditors in general just like to see like a long payment of history, like, because say like I paid off, like, this is just random numbers I'm putting out there, like, let's say I had like a $10K loan on a car and I like did 5 payments to pay it off, versus someone else who's like paying off a $10K loan on a car and made like 24 payments, like I think like they would prefer someone who like makes 24 payments like on a 10K loan versus like 5 payments or like 10 payments on a 10K loan. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like you could easily have just had the money and then you just paid it off like all that quick and stuff. So, you know, you just want to like, you can still pay off things early, but take your time. And if you do pay things off, right, just like if it's like a regular Visa credit card or something, just use it at least like once a month. If it's like for gas, putting gas in your car, and then pay that off. So then at least that way creditors see that you are using your credit card, you know, because sometimes when you haven't used a credit card for like a long time, it's kind of just like, I forgot the term they use, but it's kind of just like not being used, and it's just like it's there but you're not using it. So like even if you just use a credit card like once a month just to like put gas in your car, do groceries, like do that, because they're definitely looking at payment history. They would much prefer someone with like history of like 24 payments versus 10. And these are just random numbers I'm putting out there just so you guys can get the gist, you know, because obviously the person who makes more payments, obviously they're being responsible. They're sorry, I can't speak English today. They're being responsible and doing their due diligence with managing and budgeting their money. So yeah, first things first, work on that credit history. Make sure you make your payments on time. Don't make late payments. And remember that creditors are looking at credit history, so you want to make as much payments as possible as you can. And make sure too, when it comes to paying a credit card, make sure you're paying more than the minimum, because that's how the credit card people get you. When you're only paying the minimum, if you ever like see in like your statements, they'll be like, oh, only paying the minimum, it'll take you like 10 years, and then you're paying like such and such amount of money in interest. So always pay more than the minimum on your credit card, okay? Because if you just paying the minimum, that's how they're making a lot of money off of you, is off the interest. So make as much as you can. If you could pay it in full, that's fine. Pay it in full, and then just keep using that credit card every month. And also you want to make sure like your utilization on your credit card is at like 35%. You don't want it like any higher than that. Like they like when it's at like 35%. I want to say like that's the magic number, 35% utilization out of the whole credit card, you know. So don't go maxing out your credit cards or anything like that, okay? So make sure you have a good credit score. Get some money saved up. For any of my viewers who are still in college, if you still live at home with your parents, take full advantage of that, okay? Like start saving money. Like if you have like a little part-time job on campus, or you work full-time and take classes full-time, like I think you should honestly dedicate like every paycheck you get, be like, you know what, I'm gonna put like either $100 to the side, and that's like my savings towards a house. Like just really discipline yourself to like set a certain amount, whether it's like $25, $50, $100, it adds up eventually. Like if you get paid every week and you're saving $25 or $100, that stuff adds up. Or if it's bi-weekly pay, like whatever you can afford, just honestly like budget to save up. So personally, before I bought my house, like I lived with my mom, and obviously when you live with your parents, you don't have to pay mortgage or anything like that, or rent or anything like that. But I mean, no, my mom, I come from the Caribbean, you know, maybe give her a little money to contribute here and there, which is fine, because it's not going to be as much as like what a single person living on their own is paying for like rent, groceries, electricity, the whole 9 yards, you know. So I strongly recommend, if you live at home with your parents, take full advantage of that. Save your coins, save your money, save up so you can have like money to put a down payment. I personally, when I was buying my house, I went the conventional route, but I know other people go like first time home buyers. But to me, conventional just seemed more ideal, because it's like, you know, I have the money saved up in my bank account. I'd rather put some money down on my house already, so like the mortgage can be a little cheaper and things like that. Because when you do the first time home buyer, I believe you have to pay like PMI, which is like mortgage insurance and stuff, to like pay it back and stuff. So it doesn't matter whether you want to go first time home buyer or the conventional loan route, where like you put some money down as a down payment towards your house. That's fine as well. Either way works. But definitely take full advantage living at home with your parents, saving your coins. Like, you know, like I always make a joke, right? Like it doesn't make sense when like you see people like wearing Gucci belts, Jordans, but they're riding the Rip the bus and they don't got a car. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta kind of like get your priorities straight, right? So like if you're living at home, take full advantage, because think about it, right? If you do want to live on your own, that's fine. But if you go renting, right? Right now, like, inflation is crazy right now. Like, if you go to the grocery market, like, just everything's at an all-time high right now. So, like, rent is no joke. Like, I think just for, like, studio apartments, it's like $1,400-1,500. And a studio isn't even, like, a one-bedroom. So, like, you can only imagine if you're looking into, like, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, like, how much money you're spending. So, like, the reason why I wanted to make this episode is because, like, don't rent. I basically just want to tell my viewers, do not rent. Like, you get nothing out of renting. When you rent, you are paying someone else's mortgage. And, like, that money is not, like, going towards anything. It's not building equity, nothing. Like, you're literally, say you pay, like, $1,800 for rent every month. Think about, like, how much money, like, 1,800 times 12 is. I'm not, like, a math whiz, but, like 21 Savage says, and J. Cole, how much is it? It's a lot. Like, literally, all that money you spend in rent, you could have had money for a down payment on your house and have become a homeowner, and that's a flex right there, you know? So, yeah, definitely, you need to play chess and not checkers, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, just, when next time you're thinking about renting an apartment versus buying a house, think of that scenario I gave you where someone's wearing a Gucci belt and some Jordans, but they don't got a car and they riding the rip the bus. Like, where are your priorities, you know? And, like, you know, I know in college, like, me personally, I'm gonna speak from my own experience. I used to like to spend my money on shoes, clothes all the time, which there's nothing wrong with that, but, like, when I think about it, like, I feel like I shopped excessively. And literally, like, all the shoes I had, I remember my dad used to joke with me, like, telling me, damn, like, all those shoes you had, you could have bought a house, like, years ago, you know? But, like, whatever. Everything happens for a reason on time, and, like, that was my time in college to have fun, spend, you know? But, like, I became a homeowner at 27. Whatever. It don't matter. Whether you're 23, 24, 21, whatever. Just becoming a homeowner in general, it don't matter how old you are, is a big flex and a great accomplishment. But, yeah, just kind of discipline yourself. Like, yeah, it's okay to want to spend and, like, spoil yourself, but try to discipline yourself to, like, have, like, within with however much money you make, like, bi-weekly or weekly from your job, like, try to dedicate, like, a certain amount. Like I said, whether it's $25, $50, something to, like, start saving up for, like, your house and to become a homeowner. So, yeah, you definitely want to make sure, your credit score is good. You want to make sure you have money saved up. You also want to make sure you find a good realtor, you know. Me personally, I was blessed with the realtor I had. Her name's Julie. Shout out to Julie. Julie, I know you be watching my episodes. But no, she was awesome. Like, there were times where, like, when we went out looking for houses, there was, like, certain houses I wanted, and, like, her and my loan officer, they crunched the numbers. They were like, you know, it's going to be a little too tight. And, you know, I respect that, because they could have easily not told me that and just wanted to make a quick commission off of me. And then I go buying a house and then, like, I can barely afford it or keep up with it. So I really respect her honesty and her transparency with me, and her just keeping it real. Like, she was really looking out for my best interest, you know, like, not hers. Like, she was really trying to satisfy me as a customer. So when it comes to, like, finding a realtor, you know, like, pay attention to, like, little things like that, you know, like, is your realtor just someone money hungry, or they truly want what's best for you? Because I feel like that's very important. Like, you're the customer, you're the client, your wants and needs definitely come first, and the numbers got to make sense. The numbers got to be mathing. So definitely, so basically, with everything I said, you want to make sure credit score is good, make sure you're making on-time payments, make sure your credit card utilization is only at 35%, make sure you start saving up money, make sure you find a good realtor, develop that good relationship. Yeah, honestly, that's basically the steps I took. Like, I basically made sure I had money saved up. I made sure I was always making my payments on time and my credit score was up. Oh, and another tip I also want to give people, when it comes to buying a house, make sure you don't make, like, any big purchases before you're about to close. Like, say like you want to buy a house and you want to get a brand new car, do not go buy a brand new car like a week before you're going to close. That's a big no-no. Wait till after you close on the house, then you go buy a car, because banks are literally looking at, they want to know everything. They want to see income verification. Like, it's to the point, if someone like gifted you $500 or more, like they need a letter in writing, like who so-and-so was, why did they give you this money. Like, they're checking for all that. They're checking how much money you have, what's in the bank. Like, they're monitoring all that. So do not make any big purchases like trying to buy a car before you close on your house. You want to make sure you buy your house first, close on your house first. Then after that, if you want to go buy cars and stuff, then you go make those other purchases after. But it is crucial. Write this down. This one's really important. It is crucial, okay? It is crucial not to buy a car before you close on your house, okay? Remember to close on your house first, then you go buy a car, okay? So just remember that. Honestly, those are really all the big tips I wanted to give. I kind of just, wanted to share like my story, my experience. Luckily, thank God, I was blessed to have a really good realtor. She was also my older sister's realtor, so my older sister had referred me to her, and she was just awesome and great. Like, I felt like she was kind of like a mother to me, like, and she would kind of say like she feels like I'm her daughter and stuff. So like, I appreciate her looking out for me, and yeah, everything worked out, because it's one thing to buy a house. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people can buy a house, but it's another thing to maintain it. Like, can you keep up with your lifestyle? Can you afford to make your mortgage and keep the lights on, pay electricity every month? Like, that's another flex right there. Like, sustaining your lifestyle and being able to keep up with that lifestyle you want. That's another thing you want to make sure too with being successful. Like, you want to be a homeowner, but you also want to make sure you're living comfortably and you're not struggling either. You want to make sure you have more than enough to pay all the bills and still have some money to go out here and there with your friends and things like that. Like, that's really important. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where like you're making it by the skin of your teeth. You want to make sure like, okay, whatever house you get, like the mortgage is affordable and like you're making like way more than what the mortgage is and you can afford it. Because let me tell you something, I'm really happy that I skipped the whole process of renting. Okay, I lived with my parents my whole life. I never went in the real world to go rent an apartment from someone. I just literally went straight from living with my parents to becoming a homeowner. And like, what I pay for my mortgage, you would not believe me. And it's a really good price. And what I pay, trust me, ain't no one here on this earth or in any state is paying that in rent for an apartment, like, at all. So that's why I strongly encourage all my viewers to like really look into like home ownership and buying a house. Like, forget renting an apartment. You don't get nothing out of renting. Be a homeowner, because honestly, like, being a homeowner, I've already renovated my living room, I've already renovated my bathroom, and that's me already adding equity and value to my house. And another thing too, I want to give this huge tip, because I know personally for me, when I was looking for a house, I was like looking for a house that was all done up, all brand new, all renovated. I was being really picky. I wanted like a final product. But my older sister Trish, she really gave me like some good advice, saying, like, you don't need to get a house that's really all done up. Like, you can get a house that needs some work that you can improve, because if you get a house that needs some work, you can make it to exactly your liking versus like buying something that's already like done up. Also too, when you buy a house that's kind of like all brand new, renovated and stuff, you're not really making much equity on it, versus if you bought a house that's kind of a little fixer-upper, and then through time, you take your time making renovations, you start adding value and equity. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, you got to see the potential in the vision. And I'm so happy that my older sister Trish, schooled me to give me that tip to like believe in the vision, see the potential. I was literally trying to look for something that was like all brand new, but it's fine, because like I'm literally making my condo like my home and to my liking and exactly how I want it. And I wouldn't have it any other way, because even if I went to another place that's all done up, it would probably still be missing parts of me that I wanted to put, So the fact that like, I moved into my condo and I've been doing projects little by little, like, that's another thing too, Oh yeah, on top of that, I want to give advice too. Like, when you do buy a house, don't be in a rush to renovate every room in the house. Take your time, because you don't want to be in debt either. You know, like me personally, like I waited till I had all the cash saved up to do the living room, all the cash saved up to do the bathroom. Like, you don't want to be like maxing out credit cards just to like, you know, finish up your house. Like, there's no rush. Like, you own your house, you're gonna be there for quite some time, so take your time. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Last video got cut short. I ran out of storage on my phone, so that just means that it's time for me to get a brand new iPhone, because I've had this one for quite some time. But back to what I was saying originally earlier, when you're doing projects in your house, take your time, do them little by little. There's no rush. You're gonna be in your house for quite some time, so take your time, because you don't want to be maxing out your credit cards for Home Depot or Lowe's, and then that's how they get you, is paying all that extra interest, and then you're in debt, like paying off a credit card. Like, we don't want to just live to pay bills, okay? We want to live and be able to travel, spend on ourselves, treat ourselves, spoil ourselves, like, and let me tell you something, it's real nice to not have credit card payments, okay? But I mean, do keep in mind when I said you still want to use your credit card here and there, but that's just like for a one-time purchase, some gas, $30 to fill up the tank, and then you could pay that off easily, okay? But you don't want to be in like credit card debt when I'm telling you like thousands of dollars from like doing your bathroom or your living room or your kitchen. Like, it's not worth it. Like, you're gonna owe that $5,000 plus interest, and who knows how much the interest is. It could be extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. That's a lot. No. So do things little by little. There's no rush. You're gonna be in your home for a very long time. Take your time. It's nice when you have all the cash there and it's paid off. Because let me tell you something. I record videos in my living room and I feel good, okay? This living room's paid off. It feels nice to be in a living room that's paid off. The furniture's paid off. All the renovations is paid off. It feels nice to take a shower in a bathroom that's paid off, versus you renovate the bathroom and you still make a lot of payments on that. You're not really enjoying the bathroom or the living room the way you want to, okay? So listen to me. I don't speak for my health. I speak to educate and influence you guys, okay? But anyways, those are all my tips for financial success and becoming a homeowner. If you need a realtor, let me know. I can refer you to my girl Julie or my little brother Darren. He's also a realtor. He can put you in a really nice house. And always remember to play chess, not checkers, okay? Remember that example I gave you when you don't want to be someone wearing a Gucci belt and some Jordans riding the Rip the Bus, but you don't got a car. You know what I'm saying? You want to, like, you got to think bigger. Like, it's just like, I had my car before I bought my house. Like, I had my car for quite some years. I could easily go buy another one that's brand new, but it's like, there's no need. If it's still running, my next step, and this is how I'm playing chess instead of checkers, is to buy a house versus wanting to keep buying a brand new car every year. Because let me tell you something, cars, they're the worst things to buy. They're the worst investments. The minute you drive off the car dealership, off the parking lot, it depreciates right away. Versus where you buy a house, you do some renovations, you're adding equity, you're adding value to it. So it's better to buy a house that's like a little bit of a fixer-upper versus something that's already all done, because if something's already all done, you're not really putting value or making equity on it. So keep in mind, make sure you see the potential, make sure you see the vision, make sure you see the beauty. Shout out to my older sister Trish for always, helping me learn to see the potential in things, the beauty in things, versus just wanting something that's already done up. So when you're looking for houses, don't just look for something that's all done up. Make sure it's got some potential and has some like little fixing up to do, and you're gonna make your house worth more money than what you bought it for. And that's how you make your money, okay? But yeah, you guys, those are all my tips. I don't want the storage to fill up fast, so I'm trying to wrap it up. But those are my tips, you guys, for financial success and to being a homeowner. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'll be more than glad to answer any questions you have. If you need a referral to my realtor Julie or my little brother who's a realtor, I got you. Let me know. I got the answers. And I hope in future episodes to onboard some people like on my show who are real estate agents themselves, who can give you more tips, more facts. And yeah, I just want to educate you guys so you guys can be successful. Like, cheers to more people of color, more Black people being homeowners and like, let's build that wealth. Like I said, you know, I don't come from a rich family, but a rich family will come from me. Okay, so yeah, that's all I have for today. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, comment, like, thumbs up, comment below. Okay, and always remember to love yourself, accept yourself, and live authentically. And that's the Stacy Bell Show with your girl Stacy. Bye.